This is the new Argentine gem Real Madrid has just signed. The merengue team was looking for its own 17-year-old star. A player with pure talent, a lethal shot, exquisite dribbling skills, and unique vision, but Franco Mastantuono didn't always dream of playing football. As a child, he was ranked in the top 10 in tennis in Argentina, but didn't have a guaranteed future with the racket, and even turned down River Plate at age 11. However, he soon discovered his true passion was football, and today Franco is ready to wear the white jersey. In the end, it seems he made the right decision. This is the story of Franco Mastantuono, Argentina's new gem. Get ready for a new football story. Let's get started. Franco Mastantuono was born in Azul, Argentina, on August 14, 2007. Azul is a city of just over 60,000 inhabitants in the province of Buenos Aires. Franco began kicking a ball as a baby, and at 3 years old, he began training with his father, who was the coach of River Plate Azul, an amateur team that bears River's name but is not an official academy of the Millionaires. This team was Franco's first football home, but there was a rather curious detail: Franco not only excelled with his feet, but also with the racket. In addition to football, Franco played tennis, and was a true prodigy in this sport. Even his parents believed he had a better future as a tennis player. As a child, he was among the top 10 in the country, trained every day, traveled to tournaments, and took it seriously. His family was certain he would become a professional tennis player. In addition, he was a talented child, with a lot of discipline and mentality. At 11, his name was already starting to be heard, both in tennis and soccer, as he never stopped playing both sports. And that's when River Plate came knocking on the door of the Mastantuono family, but not the River Plate of Azul, the truly historic Argentine club. The Millionaires team called him for a tryout, but he didn't show up. His talent was so great that River Plate offered him a place to stay. They knew he had a bright future, and Franco's response was incredible. He said no, because at the time he preferred tennis. His family assured him his future lay in tennis. An odd decision, but it showed his personality, yet he kept playing soccer. He couldn't help it. It's the sport every Argentinian loves. He didn't just play it because he was good at it, but because it's part of Argentinian culture, and because it runs in his blood. His full name is Franco Mastantuono Iglesias, nephew of José Raúl Iglesias, better known as Tito Iglesias. A historic Argentine striker of the 1980s, Franco soon signed for Cementerio Reinforced, a team from Azul, and from there he began to focus increasingly on football. He began winning tournaments, excelling in every category, and his love for the game began to take hold. In 2019, at the age of 12, Franco finally accepted River Plate's offer. His family noticed he was excited to play soccer, and they decided to support him because it wasn't just a dream, they truly saw a different talent in him. Franco had to leave his home, his city, his friends, for a bigger dream. So Franco left Azul to start a new life in the mud of Núñez, Buenos Aires, with the dream of one day playing at the Monumental Stadium. In 2024, Mastantuono made his debut in the Argentine First Division. He did so in a match between Argentine juniors, coming on in the second half. Martín de Michelis was the one who trusted him, and the match ended 1-1. The player from Azul made his debut at just 16 years old. Crazy. He debuted wearing the number 30 jersey, just like his idol. He became the youngest player in history to debut for River Plate, behind Omar Rossi and Mateo Mosequio. And if the start was promising, what came next was even better. A few days after that debut, Mastantuono scored his first competitive goal. It was the Argentine Cup for hikers. He scored his first goal at just 16 years, 5 months, and 24 days old. He broke Javier Saviola's record as the youngest scorer in River Plate's history in an official match, and it wasn't just a goal, he played a great game. In that match, he kicked a free kick that hit the post. With that performance, many already thought he should be a starter. In the Copa Argentina final against Estudiantes, he came away with a 2-1 victory. Mastantuono won his first title as a footballer. At just 16 years and 6 months old, he was the youngest champion in the club's history. He played a key match in the Copa Libertadores, against Libertad of Paraguay. He scored the winning goal in the 80th minute with this low shot from his right foot. It was the final 2-1. He achieved another record, becoming the youngest scorer in River's history in the Copa Libertadores. At this point, he was already showing signs of being a different kind of player, a South American with a lot of personality. In the league match against Sarmiento, Mastantuono scored a goal from a direct free kick, a flawless shot. The ball flew into the top corner. At 16 years and 11 months old, he surpassed Adolfo Pedernera as the youngest free kick scorer for River Plate, and he continued to break records. Antelson Martin scored again, with this fine shot with the inside of his left foot, finishing in the far post to win 2-0. In the Copa Argentina against Ciudad Bolivar, Mastantuono scored a rather peculiar goal, an ultra-powerful shot from the edge of the box, and the ball was headed for the goalkeeper's hands, but due to its power, he couldn't stop it. This is one of his best qualities, the powerful shot. They won the match 2-0. Antelson Martin scored one of his best goals, in my opinion the best, a goal from Alamis, starting from the right wing, entering the box. He gets between two defenders, feints at the defender who was running towards him, and finally finishes with a cross, a truly amazing goal, absolutely beastly. In the Argentine Superclásico, Mastantuono scored another amazing goal, and this one can compete with the previous one, as he scored a free kick from 3/4 of the field, with a very powerful shot, with an outside effect, he sent it into the top corner. Agustin Marchesín was left stuck, a goal that very few can score, and they won the match 2-1. From that moment on, his name began to be heard in the major leagues, among the big teams of Europe. Many clubs began to closely follow him, hoping to get their hands on the new Argentine gem. Antel Platin scored a penalty, and what's more, he did it in the 102nd minute, in the final play of the match, to tie the game. He showed great personality. It went to a penalty shootout, and Franco converted his penalty in the shootout, but unfortunately they lost 5-3. With all this, he earned a call-up to the Argentine national team, and he went on to win the qualifiers, making his debut against Chile, replacing Tigo Almada, the youngest player to debut for the Argentine national team, at least in an official, non-friendly match. River Plate had previously protected him with a 30 million release clause, but his value quickly skyrocketed. PSG tried to sign him with a big project, but an even bigger giant appeared. On June 11, 2025, Real Madrid paid his release clause, €45 million, including taxes, which included €63 million, the most expensive transfer in the history of Argentine football. Thus, the Merengue team broke away from that 15-year streak and signed only one Argentine player, the last being Ángel Di María. Franco would join Real Madrid after the Club World Championship on his 18th birthday. He remains until 2021. Although other big clubs sought him out, Madrid was a dream come true for him. In the end, it seems that swapping tennis for football was the best decision. Franco isn't the new gem of Argentine football. The 17-year-old Real Madrid signed for a hefty fee. But why did they sign this player? There isn't just one answer. There are several. Franco already shows incredible maturity for his youth. He has shown great discipline and character, characteristics of a veteran. He can play as a playmaker or as a right winger, the classic deaf guy who always hooks the center. His vision of the game draws a lot of attention. He always finds the best placed teammate. He interprets spaces and filters passes that break lines. He has secrecy that cannot be trained. You are born with it. His dribbling also shines. He dribbles, he leaves rivals behind with an ease worthy of the Argentine South. He does not need explosive speed, his technique is enough. With his pause and his reading of duels not against one, he has already scored Maradona-esque goals with River. You can see he has magic. He uses his body very well to protect the ball and wins duels with firmness. But if there is something that defines him above the rest, it is his shot. His South is a whip, from long distance, lethal. He already takes a penalty, forget about fouls. Just look at this goal against Boca, from that distance, crazy. At his age many barely they dream of making their debut, but Franco is already deciding games, already scoring, leading. At River he earned the respect of the locker room and record time, as well as the respect of the entire vision. That's why the Godfather had doubts. They saw the South with the soul of a star and got ahead of everyone else. His future is bright, but now the difficult part begins, showing that he is ready for the elite. Many believe that he already is, but the competition will be brutal. Sometimes the roads are not straight, many times they have curves, zigzags. Franco at the time said no to football. Even when all his teammates expected him to say yes, Franco said no for tennis, but that decision changed quickly, because it is clear that he has football in his blood. Today that boy from the Blue City is ready to play at the Bernabeu Stadium. Not all talents do not know what they want to do from a young age, but Franco chose his path, step by step, without noise, and it is now when the whole world will listen to him. And without more to say, this was the most Cantuoso Franco story.